Hey friends, this is Emmanuel, your body code practitioner. Just want to do a really quick video in regards to post-hypnotic suggestions. Now, this is something that's in the body code that Dr. Bradley discovered, and it has to do a lot with these messages. For example, I'm going to just kind of read the statement for you guys so you guys can know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those of you who are brand new, have never heard of me or what I do, so I'm a body code practitioner, which is an energy healer, and there's this amazing system called the body code system, and Dr. Bradley Nelson created it. In fact, there's a book, if you haven't read it yet, I'm going to keep promoting it. It's called The Emotion Code. It's something you definitely want to check out. This book changed my life. It's very powerful. And so I wanted to mention this thing called post-hypnotic suggestions. This one has to do with, it's an energy of a negative statement that's in the subconscious mind. It says here, and I'll read it to you, repetitive music and video games desynchronize the cerebral hemispheres and open the deep subconscious mind to suggestion, similar to being hypnotized. And so a post-hypnotic suggestion can come directly through negatively charged entertainment, or can be placed to the mind by dark entities when the mind is open and vulnerable. It can result in depression, suicidal tendencies, and inversion, where a person will test positive for negative and negative for positive, i.e. good is evil and evil is good. Releasing all post-hypnotic suggestions will correct the inversion. And so I was working with a veteran today, and what's interesting is we were talking about night terrors, like he was having some issues with sleeping. And, I checked if he had any entities attached to him, but he didn't, and I think it's because we released it from some other time. But what's interesting about this veteran is that early on, he does remember that his father, exactly who was hiring his father to do this or things like that. Later on, he confessed to his son and said, by the way, I was doing these things to you because I can't really tell you who told me to do this to you, but it's basically like hypnotizing him in many ways. Like he was brought to a room outside of school, and they would be doing these things, like he would be seeing these certain visual images and being seen, just different suggestions where they would put on headphones and there'd be multiple voices speaking to him. And he remembers this very clearly, and I really believe that it had to do with him preparing him for a war or for him being a military soldier. And so it's very interesting that he was sort of programmed early on as a child. And one of the things that he has, unfortunately, is he has seizures very frequently. Now, obviously, I'm not going to disclose who this person is, but I just want to let you know that it was interesting that one of the things that I started, as I was muscle testing him, I started looking into this exact column in the body code, which is, again, post-hypnotic suggestions. And I started trying to find out the word that would match these suggestions. One of them was defensive, rejection, and lack of control. And so I started kind of asking, when I was connected to him energetically, I started trying to see what words or suggestions were being put in his head. And one of them was defend yourself at all costs. That's one of them. The second one was the rejection, which was reject the idea of failure. So failure is not an option. Reject that idea. And the third one is lack of control, was the word that showed up in the emotion code chart, but it was actually control the enemy. Control the enemy. So those were the three things that came up, and I released all of them. He feels better now. He's sleeping right now. But I just thought it was really interesting that there's a lot of sort of talk about mind programming and MLK and all these different things like that. And the reality is that, does it exist? Of course it exists. The reason why is because, we have a lot of whistleblowers that have come out there and have said certain things. And the reality is like, our goal is to not, find a way to program the programmers. Our goal is for a way to just neutralize what's going on, just to be able to, this person doesn't have peace of mind, and they served on behalf of us. Don't they deserve to become a regular civilian? And obviously I didn't know him during the time when his father was doing this to him. And but all I can do is relieve him of the stress. He's literally every single night having night terrors. And I really believe it has a lot to do with this programming that was available to him. And so I don't take these things lightly in regards to this type of programming. Was it government endorsed? Who knows? Was it military endorsed? Who knows? Was it a government thing that told the military to do this to young people so that they can be prepared for war? Could be. I don't know. I don't want to jump to any conclusions or any conspiracy theories, but obviously we've heard them all, and we've watched videos and gone down the rabbit hole with YouTube. And the reality is like, is it possible? Most definitely. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. because I know for a fact there is, in video games, in TV shows, there has been a lot of education on hypnotizing and putting subliminal messages in things. And so we have to be very, very careful. When your kids are watching certain things, there are people out there that don't have the best intentions for society, for your home, and we have to protect our kids from watching these very violent shows or violent programming in video games, because there's a lot of people saying, oh, that doesn't affect me. It's a video game, and it's not. Because if there's actually some messages in there, meta messages or subliminal messages in there, no, these are not just you watching something that's fake. It's actually, these messages are being instilled in the mind, and there can come a point where, hopefully not, but your child could be inverted, where it's as good as bad, bad as good, and we start seeing our son or daughter slowly slip away into becoming a menace to society or becoming just somebody, a rebel without a cause. And I just think it's something that we should be very well attentive. Like, let's not be the parents that say, oh, that stuff doesn't matter, it's not affecting him, blah, 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 it's not real. I think there's more and more studies and more whistleblowers coming out that obviously things like this military person that I'm working with, he's kind of a drastic example. But I just thought that in the body code, if you know someone that maybe is, has gone through a lot of programming, the body code can find that out. So I love the fact that Dr. Brad has found many different things that could be affecting you. I mean, in our age, if you were to see a psychologist, if you were to see something, most people wouldn't say, oh, you have post-hypnotic suggestions. They wouldn't know where to go with that. Here, we have to, using intuition, muscle testing, we have to find out exactly what the phrases are and release them from their mind, which I was able to do for this veteran. So again, let's just be attentive to what we're taking in, and knowing that there are evil people out there that are putting things to control our minds. That way our society gets more degraded, and the lower morale we have, the more we can implode in our society. So with that, hopefully you guys gained some type of information with this, and I was just really happy that I can help him out in this area, this veteran who deserves a good life just like us. And so feel free to jot down your comments below, or if you have any links that might support this theory. But I know Dr. Brad, if he has so much success with the body code, we help out people with addictions, autism, women who can't have children using this type of energy healing. He wouldn't just put up post-hypnotic suggestions for no reason. There's real programming happening, and it's happening on a lower level with like children, but it's also happening to adults in different branches or in different areas where maybe important decisions need to be moved or changed in our society, and these people are not in control of their mind anymore. So again, would love to hear your feedback below, and you can call me a conspiracy theorist, I really don't care, but the fact that we have so much success with the body code, there's a reason why Dr. Brad put this in there, and it's for our betterment, for our good, and my wish is that we have our own part where we can prevent our children from being mesmerized in these different things. So again, hopefully you received something valuable in this message. Again, this is Emmanuel, your body code practitioner out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I would love your feedback, and we will be in touch soon. Take care. Bye-bye.